Hello everybody, Brad the Guitarist here. As you can see, I'm in my new digs here, somewhat at least. Starting to get moved in. It's not all here, but at least I have my bench, I have my soldering iron, and I have my Variac, which means I can do some work. Got a few parts, and this is where my parts should be stacked up. I'm going to have another set of shelves over here. I'm thinking of filling this wall with hanging guitars and things like that. In this video, I thought we'd do a couple things. I thought we would look at some viewer mail that I've been sent. And also, first, actually, a couple pieces of news, again, coming out of Gibson. Apparently, Gibson are selling their Memphis factory. They're pretty deep in debt, 500 and something odd million, I believe, in debt. And I don't know if that's part of them trying to get out of debt, but it's not going to make a very big dent. Gibson is downsizing their production. I'm sure they will probably limit the models that they come out with. The Memphis factory was actually where they made all of the hollow body and semi-hollow body guitars. Their acoustics are made up in Montana, I believe, and their solid body electrics are made in Nashville, so neither of those should be affected by this closure. The other piece of news coming out of Gibson, not all that long ago, they put a guitar on their website that had a very visible ding on it, and the internet kind of blew up and went crazy over that. And now it appears that they're actually showing a new traditional, 2018 traditional, with a pre-cracked headstock. So everybody knows of the Gibson infamous headstock cracks. Well, now apparently they are actually putting cracked headstock photos up on their website. So man, God, they've really got to get their shit together. At this, I don't want to beat up on Gibson. I kind of feel sorry for him at this point. Something needs to happen to turn that company around. I really do hope that they get reinvigorated and man, all those people don't lose their jobs, because that would be a huge blow to Nashville, huge blow to the South. I'm from the South, so I feel kind of a kinship with those people. And I don't want to see anybody lose their job. So hopefully all that stuff gets sorted out and all the little bugs get ironed out, and Gibson can get lean and mean about it and start making great guitars again. So, but anyway, yeah, let's get to these. I want to show you some of the things that have been sent by viewers to the channel. This was sent to me all the way from England by Brandon Quinn, who is the guitarist and singer in this band, also played piano and organ on this LP. Brandon sent me this when I made the video, the first video about digging a Les Paul out of the dumpster. He saw that video and said, "Hey man, you're fighting the good fight." He actually sent along a letter as well, which I've kept with this. I said, "Thanks for taking a stand and keeping it real." So thank you for the cool LP. This is very nice. This is a very heavy vinyl. It has a download card. Probably shouldn't show you that. Has a nice lyric sheet. All the lyrics are there. We will listen to this, I'm sure, at some point. I've got permission from him to give this a listen. Here is the vinyl. Like I said, very nice. That's very nice vinyl. You can see it's kind of marbleized, but very nice colored vinyl. Thank you, Brendan. I appreciate that a lot. And if you guys want to check this out, the name of the band is The Divisionists. The name of the album is Daybreak. And here's where you can find them. Okay, now this package was sent to me by a gentleman named Andrew, and I have never been able to pronounce this correctly. Wilkes Barre is the way I thought it was always pronounced, but I know that's not correct. don't harp on me about it. I know it's not Wilkes fucking Bar, but without going and hearing somebody say it, you know, forget it. It's Wilkes Bar to me. Wilkes Bar, Pennsylvania. Andrew. But I got a message from Andrew one day. He said he had some tubes he would like to send me. So I was like, okay, well, yeah, that's cool. He said he really didn't have anything he could do with them. And he actually spent, man, $19 getting this box to me, and I really appreciate it. But let's see what it's... I haven't even looked through this yet, so this is going to be a surprise to me as much as it is to you. So let's open this. I've also added a second light to my setup here. I have two of these lights instead of just the one. Of course, I have my ceiling lights as well. So hopefully future videos will have a little better lighting. Okay. That's a used cap can. I probably won't be able to use this. In all likelihood, you know, these are past their dates. So won't be able to use that, I don't think. But let's see what else we have here. There's a 1B3 GT. This is one of the tubes that has an electrode on the top. And that's a new electron tube. Pretty cool. Here's an old bulb. That's cool. Old GE bulb. Man, they sure don't make stuff like that anymore. Bet you that bulb would last forever and a day. It looks like something out of an appliance, perhaps. Not sure. I'll use it down the road for something, I'm sure. Here's a Philco 5U4. Cool. Very cool. That will definitely get used. Sylvania. Let's see what this is. Let's say no hole picture. It's a big Coke bottle, whatever it is. Oh, that's a 5U4G. Nice. That little G designation means G for glass, and when you see that, that means that they're this big Coke bottle shape. So that's a nice looking 5U4. If that works right there, that'd be nice in like an old, you know, 30s or 40s amplifier. It would look really nice in something like that. Let's see. There's the top to that. It looks like they replaced that with a GB with that. Or somebody did. Another technician. Let's see what we have here. 6LQ6 Magnavox in an old brightener box. It's kind of cool. That's this sort of thing that they would put on televisions to prolong the CRT when it was going dead. It's a 6JH6. Cool. Looks like all these might be little miniature. Well, no, maybe not. There's a Tungsol 6K6. It's an output tube. That's like in the 6L6 family. Looks like there's his brother right there. Another 6K6. Probably from around 1959. According to the date code, I would say. These might have all come out of the same radio or something. Yeah, Magnavox 6JH6. So I could probably even take these tubes and figure out possibly what model or models it could have came from. This set of tubes. Yeah, see, there's another one, Magnavox. Of course, this could have come out of a TV, I suppose, as well. 6LQ6. Let's see, let's get our trusty RCA receiving tube manual. Here we go. 6LQ6 is a beam power tube used in horizontal deflection amplifiers. So that was probably came out of a television. Okay, we got another box in here. Let's see what all. 6SC7. That's nice. But you see those a lot in old amplifiers, so that will probably get used eventually. Well, this one has some bent pins. That's a 6DW4A. That's a weirdo kind of a tube. That's probably came out of a television. Philips, that's a 6GH8A. Those are, I've actually built amplifiers using this tube before. Those are ubiquitous in old televisions. And you can get them pretty cheaply. They are pentode, triode tubes in one. Kind of like a $71.99. Here's a 6CG7. Or 6FQ7. You see these sometimes in, I believe, older Ampegs use this tube. So that might be useful to keep around. There's a 6SN7, that's nice. Old GE. Cool. Very nice. That will definitely get some use at some point. Let's see, this is a 6AV6. Useful, another useful tube. Sure, I'll find a radio or something to slap that in at some point. Let's see, this is an Admiral, whatever it is. Made in Kentucky. That's a GE tube. So it's a 6K6. You can just barely make it out. There's an RCA. 12HG7. Not sure what that is. Just by looking at it, it looks like it might be a triode with a couple diodes or something in it. Not sure. A 6DQ6. Not something I will likely use. That probably came out of a television. Here's another old TV tube. You can see how bent up the pins are. 6JE6. Yeah, again, not really something I will probably use. You never know, though. Another nice 5U4G. That one's a Martron. A Martron. What the hell is that? Never heard of a Martron. Probably 1956 or maybe 46. Martron. Interesting. I'll have to figure out what Martron is. There's a Motorola tube, 6SN7. Look at that. That's a beautiful tube. Man, if that sucker works, that'll see some use. Excellent. Yeah, a lot of very useful tubes in here. 6MD8. That looks like that might be three. That might even be three triodes with like a shared cathode or something like that. Let's see, that would make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe. Not sure. At any rate, probably not something I'll ever use. Man, there's a lot of loose tubes in here. He went through a lot of trouble to pack this. I sure do appreciate this. Thank you, Andrew. A lot of trouble to pack it and a lot of expense sending it. Let's see, we have a Sylvania 6MU8. Not sure. What's interesting about some of these old tubes is, like, if you're not exactly sure what it is at first glance, you can always look it up in the RCA tube manual and or online even. It's nicer to have the tube manual, especially if you do this a lot. It's just better to have it at hand. Teletone. There's no tube designation on that. But what I was going to say is, sometimes you can look them up and actually get ideas for, different builds that you might not have thought of if you hadn't have started, poking around on these weird tubes. National Union. That's a cool looking tube. Not sure what it is. It looks to me like it might be I don't know, like a 6AU6 or something, perhaps. Tube holder from the radio. GM6, so another little 7-pinner. A 6CJ8 Sylvania, probably came out of a television. And he got a lot in that box. Another big 5U4G. Look at that. Look at that sucker. Beautiful. Another National Union tube. Or new. Very cool. Let's see, and there's another Martron. I wonder if that was the name of a radio company or something I've just never heard of. But that looks like a 6V6 family. That's definitely, that looks like a 6V6 inside to me. I would be willing to bet that's probably a 6V6 or 6K6 or something like that, perhaps. Let's see, there's a 6MK8. That's possibly a pentode and a triode, although I'm not really sure. Here's an Admiral. Nice looking tube, and that's a 6K6. You see the 6K6 a lot in the output section of old radios. It was a very popular tube for that purpose. This is 6AU6. Cool little tube. You see that an awful lot in old radio preamps. And you see it in some guitar amps as well. Not sure what that is. That's another new tube. National Union. That's a 6 something. There's a 6 AC7 Emerson. Cool. That's another Mitron. What does that say? 6S. Does that say 6S4? It's hard to make out. no, no. There's another 6GH8. Nice looking tube there. Magnavox. Came out of a television again. Once again, I'm sure that was probably out of an old, big old console, you know, TV stereo combination thing. A lot of these tubes, I'm sure. There's a Taiwanese tube, 6JC6. There's another 6GH8. Like I said, these are ubiquitous tubes. What's great about them is, you know, you can find them in really good numbers, even new old stock, and they're very, very cheap because they were all over the place. They were in all kinds of equipment, and that's kind of a cool tube to mess around with if you're designing an amp, because, you know, it does have a pentode and a triode in one envelope. There's a 6AV6, and that's another National Union tube from 1953. There's one of the little tiny miniature tubes. Oh, there we go. 6AL. If we can get it, keep it from reflecting. 6AL5. Cute little tube. Certainly came out of a little radio. And here's another one. Not sure what that is. It also, I'm sure, came out of a little radio. And it may find its way back into a radio at some point. There's a 6AQ5. Nice little power tube. You do find these in a lot of guitar amplifiers from the 1960s particularly. You find them in Gibson amplifiers a lot. And also imported Japanese amplifiers used them quite a bit in the 60s. There's a 6BA6. Another 6AL5. Once again, I'm sure came out of a little radio. There's another Teletone. I'm not sure what that one is. Another big TV tube, 6GF7. And 6, I'm not sure on that one, but this one's probably just about gone. You can see there the milky whiteness of that base indicates that that one's probably about dead, I would say. You never know though, sometimes you plug those in and they last forever. Another old GE bulb, that's cool. Always good to have old bulbs, man. You never know when you might need something like that. 25 watt. Okay, so let's just look at the tops of these boxes. We have a 6W4, a couple of those. 6S4, a couple of those. There's a little 6AL5 again. AF4, a couple of those. And let's see what that is. $20. That is a 6V6. Cool. Nice. Emerson labeled, and it's an RCA. That's what you call a smoke bottle RCA, because it has that gray smoky appearance. There's a 6CA or 6AC7. Oh, I misread that. A couple of those actually. A couple more of those little miniature 6AL5s. That looks like a pretty old RCA box though. It's the same era as the other one we just saw. And then some 6SN7s. Tongue soles. Those will be good tubes. So yeah, thank you very much, Andrew. I appreciate all the effort you put into this. You know, you didn't have to do that. I acknowledge how cool that is, man. And I really do appreciate it. So yeah, that is the mail that I've received lately. And unfortunately, the bad bit of Gibson news. So hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If you have, please hit subscribe. And for now, y'all take care.